Thanks a lot, Marissa. Now, there's a lot more in Indonesia this morning when we continue. An exchange program for Australian and Indonesian Muslim leaders have sought to develop better understanding between the two countries. We'll talk to one of the Australian participants about his experiences in Indonesia. And visit a bridge in the middle of the forest that's made out of tree roots. Stay tuned for more on Indonesia this morning. We're glad you're still with us. Indonesia this morning, live from Jakarta. An exchange program was established by the Australian-Indonesian Institute in 2002 to enable young Muslim leaders in Australia and Indonesia to visit each other's countries. The Young Australian Muslim Leaders Exchange Program is a networking opportunity for Muslims below 40 who show leadership skills and are active in their respective communities. We have today one of the Australian participants, Hyder Gulam, to tell us more about his experiences in Jakarta. So, Hyder, welcome to Indonesia.
Thank you, Tim. Good morning.
I believe you brought us a souvenir here from Australia.
Yes, it's a cowboy koala which has its own Australian passport to get into Indonesia.
It's nice to know that it has its passport too. So, how many times have you been in Indonesia? Is this your first time?
This is my first trip to Jakarta. I've been to Bali previously, but I've enjoyed myself so far. It's a beautiful city, very modern, very friendly people, I must say.
So, tell us a bit about the program. How did you get started with it?
The program has been in existence since 2002. So this is the 7th year of the program, and what the program does is it brings Indonesians to Australia and vice versa, Australians to Indonesia, to see what religion is like in each respective country. So we look at interfaith activities, we look at education, schooling and religious values as well. So it's been eye-opening for me.
So it's basically when you come here, it's not just the Muslim community that you visit, is it?
That's correct. It's interfaith, so we will look at churches, look at some of the Buddhist organisations as well. So it's been good for a lot of the Muslims who've gone across to from Indonesia to Australia. They visited synagogues, they've visited the Anglican churches, the Catholic churches as well. So it's been eye-opening for them as well.
So how has it been eye-opening for you?
The tolerance that I've seen here has been amazing. Coming from a minority group of Muslims in Australia to the world's biggest Muslim country has been eye-opening. Just to see how the minorities are also treated here, to have a look to see how tolerance is practiced, human rights, democracy, some of these issues have been fantastic.
So why did you join at first place with this program?
Well, you have such big organisations like ANU and Muhammadiyah, which we don't have in Australia, just to see how they start from the grassroots. The other thing is looking at the pesantren pondoks. We don't have this system in Australia, and I think it's unique to Indonesia.
To Indonesia, I believe so. So what about the process of you being selected? Was it difficult? What did you have to go through?
You're assessed by an application where you put in what you expect to see and do. Further networking opportunities after the program's finished, as well as how you hope to contribute. Then you're interviewed, and the same thing applies for Indonesian applicants. They have to actually go through Paramadina University, as well as an application through the Australian Embassy.
So you say you've been to Indonesia, but to Bali. I believe it was a leisure trip.
That's right, yes.
Okay, so has it changed your visit now? Has it changed your view of anything in Indonesia?
Amazingly tolerant people. That's probably the main thing I get out of it. The other thing from a religious perspective is to see how Indonesia's coped with modernity. That's been an amazing thing, how Muslims here have dealt with the internet, with Blackberries, telecommunications, maintaining their religious values. So the tolerance that I've seen has been amazing, I must say.
So could you tell us, what was your most memorable experience here in Indonesia?
It's definitely being with the students. A lot of the students that we've met at the universities have asked about Islam in Australia, can you eat halal food? So this has been really good to be able to explain to them how Islam has developed in Australia through the Macassan fishermen that came in the 12th to 16th century to Australia and traded with the Aboriginals, as well as the Afghans that came and built the train lines. So I think a lot of Indonesians have been surprised with the long history that we've had in Australia in terms of Muslim settlement. The first mosque was in 1861, and just the way that Islam has now integrated into Australian mainstream society.
What other activities have you done here during your stay in Jakarta?
We met with some of the more popular figures here, Chuck Noon.
Okay.
Excuse me, we met with him last night, and that was a very amazing experience for us. He's such a celebrity here. Been to the different universities, been to the ministry as well, and inshallah over the next few days we hope to go visit some pesantrens as well, as well as some other interfaith activities. So.
How about the cultural activities? Did you get that too?
We're going up to Borobudur, and we're also going to see a Hindu play up there as well, so that's one of the things I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Okay, so we just had the Waisak there in Borobudur. You probably should have came earlier there.
Unfortunately we missed it, but we do get a public holiday here tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that, going to see Little Indonesia. Apparently there's a museum that you've got as well.
So have you met the Indonesians that went to Australia?
Yes.
Have you shared thoughts with them?
Yeah, they're a great bunch of people. Basically, they've had their eyes open as well, because people have their own misconceptions that tend to build up. And the reality, when they've actually come to Australia, they've seen how friendly it is as well, and how Islam's practiced there, very tolerant. So the ones that I've met have been really outstanding individuals.
So I believe the program, one of the purposes of the program is to give you a new perspective of Indonesia, the real perspective of Indonesia by coming here. How will you share that with the Australians?
I'll do it through writing articles, doing seminar presentations, encouraging people to join the program, and with the links that I've created here with the Indonesian organisations I've met, hope to continue those links in the future. So.
All right, Hyder Gulam, thank you very much for your time with us. We hope you continue to have a great stay in Indonesia and Jakarta as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us this morning. Since 2002, 64 young Indonesian Muslim leaders have visited Australia, and 18 young Australian Muslims have traveled to Indonesia. Now, don't go anywhere just yet. Indonesia This Morning will continue with the overnight sports news, including the NBA playoffs. And we visit Sumatra to see a tree root bridge. Be with us when we return.